All right, welcome to Jump Shots from the Goal Line, guys. Like John and I promised, we have some cool guests this week. First and foremost, we have Noah Fifita on the pod today. He is one of the new recruits for the Arizona Wildcats, a big quarterback recruit for us that's really shining in training camp so far. Definitely a Orange County guy, definitely reps the Trinity League hard. Did some amazing things in that league. Really put some shine on for his school, him and his buddies that are now also Arizona Wildcats. So Noah, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me on.
Of course, man. Thanks for giving some of us your time. I know that you're just super busy. Obviously, the scrimmage happened this weekend. Like Coach Fish said, that kind of ends training camp, and now we're focused on San Diego State. I know you and I were talking a little bit beforehand that you guys are absolutely getting ready every single day for San Diego State. That's a tough opponent. They beat Utah last year. Obviously, they had a huge run, and they're a defensive-minded team. So I know you guys got your work cut out for you. But if anything that's coming out of training camp seems to be true, you guys are going to be ready for it. I know we have way more talent than we did last year, including yourself, buddy. So I know I speak for myself that I'm super excited for this season. John, I know you're excited too, right, man?
Yeah, I'm thrilled, man. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had some excitement. So, welcome. Thanks for being here. Like, we're super stoked. I don't think there's been a class or a group of guys that we would have even been excited about to interview, frankly, for a long time. That's no disrespect to the guys that have been around. I love the Jamaris and some of the guys that when I was coaching high school football, I got to see live. But just like as a whole group and as a collective and like being excited about the team as a whole, like it's been a game changer. So we're definitely excited. And again, I don't want that to come off as shade as anybody else. We appreciate everybody who comes to the University of Arizona, puts on the uniform and gives it a go. But this is probably the most momentum we've had in a long time.
Exactly, man. So Noah, I know your time is valuable, man. So we're just going to jump into some of the questions we got for you. I know you're probably sitting in your dormitory off day. You got homework to do, bud. So first and foremost, man, like we were saying, we're old school Wildcat fans. Like we were telling you, I graduated in 2014. John's been around for a long time. And the recruiting process is something that we don't typically get a whole lot of shine on as fans. Coach Stoops didn't really go into it very hard. Rich Rod didn't either. And Sumlin obviously didn't either. But Coach Fish seems to be very open about how recruiting goes. And we appreciate that as fans. And I know you've spoken on it a lot, right? You've gone on record saying that Coach Fish was just a man of his word. You were one of the first quarterbacks he obviously offered and then was the only quarterback that he offered. And now you're here. But, tell me about some of the other coaches, right? Like Coach Carroll obviously has an incredible pedigree, with his dad and some of the things that he's done at like the U and being, a former Seattle Seahawk offensive line coach. And then obviously Coach Doherty coming over from UCLA. Like, what was the recruiting like with them? Like, how much did you get to talk to them? What really drew you to the program based off what they told you?
Not yet. My recruiting process was actually really interesting because it was at a time where COVID came into play halfway through my high school career. So I had a few small offers my freshman and sophomore year. I think I had three going into the COVID year when my junior year when COVID hit. But I mean, in January of last year, that's when Coach Fish and all the whole coaching staff got onto campus. And I mean, right when they got the job, I was the first person they hit up. Coach Fish offered me, or Coach Doherty offered me, along with Coach Carroll. So, I mean, just their loyalty. They offered me first. They talked to me first. And then
Right.
while they were recruiting me, they told me I was the only quarterback they were going to go after. And if I committed, that no, they wouldn't go after any other quarterbacks in my class. So I mean, that meant a lot to me.
Right.
The loyalty aspect, but also, I mean, that they're kind of my first big time school. I had Cal Berkeley, but Arizona was my second Power Five school. So I mean, just the loyalty they showed me, believing in me. But then, I mean, like you said, the resume they all have. Coach
Right.
Carroll, Coach Doherty, and then especially Coach Fish. I mean, he's been around the league. He's coached some of the top quarterbacks, top offenses in college football. So, I mean, their
Yeah,
resume
totally.
and their loyalty. That's what stood out to me the most.
Yeah, totally, man. And, you mentioned Cal Berkeley. I mean, they're definitely not necessarily a rival of ours, but we play them, almost every single year. What kind of separated the Cats from like Cal Berkeley?
Yeah, I mean, Cal Berkeley, they were real close on my list as well, just simply because they offered me before everybody else did. But I mean, it kind of goes back to the resume that the coaching staff has. I mean, Russell Wilson's my biggest idol, and to be able to play for somebody that coached him and that learns from him, being able to play for a guy like Coach Fish, who's been at the Patriots, been at the Ravens. I mean, that's a big separator for me. So I kind of talked to my
Yeah.
dad, and I mean, we before I committed, we talked about how if my goal is to go to the league one day, then there's nobody better suited to help prepare me and get me there than this coaching staff we have in Tucson.
Right. I mean, we've already kind of seen it, right? Like Coach Fish brings on like a bunch of big dogs when it comes to like meetings and stuff like that. Like you guys have talked to like Coach Spurrier, you guys have talked to like a bunch of like NFL guys, right? And like I'm sure that probably was like a huge thing for you guys seeing it as recruits. Like, oh man, like Coach Fish isn't all talk. Like he's bringing in these dudes that actually talk to us. And inevitably that's going to give you guys shine, right? Like those guys
Definitely.
are definitely going to be watching your games. Whereas before, I don't think Arizona ever had that kind of limelight on it, like those kind of coaches actually paying attention to the program, right?
No, definitely. I mean, the connection that he has is ridiculous. I mean, people can talk about it all the time, but I mean, just this year, I've been here since January, so this is my 8th month here. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we have scouts on campus every single practice. We have a former GM of the Patriots, Mike Lombardi. He talked to us yesterday.
I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, there's no other program, I mean, at least that I'm aware of, that had both Super Bowl coaches, Zach Taylor and Sean McVay, and then also Bill Belichick talked to us within the
Crazy.
first 5 months I was here. So, I mean, you
That's
talk about it, people talk about it, people talk about Coach Fish's connections and his history, but I mean, when it actually happens, it's ridiculous.
absolutely, man. John, I know you got a question for him. Go for it.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious too, Noah. Like, I mean, in kind of watching your, island time in the desert, and just kind of seeing the relationship. And I know there's going to be some other questions that Dugan has about this, but like when you talk about recruiting, it seems to be like a pretty consistent thing from like Polynesian players talking about like loyalty and family and how important those things are. So I'm wondering if like when you speak about loyalty in Fish, like was that something that connected? Was there like a family feel? Is there anything to the fact that the University of Arizona has like some Polynesian history? Like we're going to get to questions around Tuatama and like some of my fondest memories. And when I think about big recruits kind of have those similar ties. So I'm just curious if any of that connects with you or it's just like a totally different experience. It's just you and Fish and that's just a relationship and it is what it is.
I mean, so coming in, to be honest, I've always grown up a Utah fan. I had two uncles that went to the University of Utah, so I always
Sure.
grew up a Utah fan, and I never knew much about any other colleges. So when I was recruited by Arizona and I committed, I had no prior knowledge of any of the history. I mean, I think right when I committed, I did an interview and they asked me about Desert Swarm, and at the time, I've never heard of it. So to
You're
be
like, what
honest,
the hell is that?
yeah. So to be honest, I never knew any of the history. Desert Swarm. I know Anu Solomon was here, so some of the Polynesian history I had no idea about it. I didn't even know we did the haka until recently. So the Polynesian history here at the University of Arizona didn't play a factor, but I mean, yeah, Polynesian. I mean, you could talk to a lot of Polynesian players, and a lot of us always say that our life is defined by three things, and that's faith, family, and football.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the football aspect, Coach Fish knows his football. He's been around football, the sport, a long time. But I mean, the family atmosphere that he brought into my recruiting process was probably the thing that separated it the most. He recruited
Right.
me, and like I said, the loyalty he showed me was ridiculous. But then the love he showed my family. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but my mom's like a big thing on Twitter, I guess, that
Oh,
like just
I'm very
recruiting,
aware, bro. It's
recruiting
spam and
wise.
eggs,
So
dog.
yeah. So I mean, just even that, the love that Coach Fish shows her, the love that he showed my family coming. I mean, he came to one of my games my senior year. He took all four of our families out to dinner. Me, T Mac, Kean, and Jacob, and just bringing my whole family into the recruiting process. Not making it about me. That plays a bigger role than anything in coming here.
So maybe this then. What about Gronk and pool parties? Does that resonate with you?
That didn't resonate with me either. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what, man, it's kind of embarrassing to say now, but back when I committed and back in my senior year before I arrived on campus, I didn't even know that Gronk and Teddy Bruschi came here until the spring game last year. So
Oh wow.
I'm new to this. I'm new to this, but I'm learning, and I mean I'm real happy to be here in Tucson.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, hey, U of A definitely back in the day was a huge like Polynesian like school, man. And I love that like you, T Mac, Big Jonah are bringing back the haka. That haka in the rain the other night, bro. Oh my god, like that gave me chills. What was that like for you guys?
It was cool. I mean, we don't have a lot of Polynesians on this team yet, and I know we're
Yeah,
we're making that a big deal. Where we have some guys that we're recruiting that we're trying to get over here, that come from a Polynesian background. But I mean, we probably have. I think we're in the double digits. Me, Jonah, T Mac, Jaden Delora, and then we have some
hmm
other guys as well. So I mean, we're bringing the Polynesian bloodline back, and just doing hockey. It was cool to see people of all ethnicities and just coming together. And they took pride in it. So
yeah, man.
it was a
You
cool experience, and I mean, being team bonding wise, it was great. But being able to do it during the season is gonna bring a second win that's gonna help us before games.
Let me tell you, bro, the moment you guys do a hockey at a game, that fan base, the Zona Zoo and everything is gonna go wild. Like I don't think y'all have seen that yet, but that's gonna happen, bro. Like let me tell you right now. You mentioned Jaden, right? Like, and you mentioned family and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys are in the same room. He comes over from Washington State, extremely, extremely successful over there. How's that been for you, man? Is he like definitely like more of a mentor for you? Like, what does that look like? Like you mentioned family.
Yeah, it's been great. Just having him. I mean, when I got the news, so I got the news before I went to Hawaii for the Poly Bowl in January. Coach Doherty brought me into his office and he told me Jaden was on campus and he was coming. So when I got the news right away, I already had prior knowledge of who he was. I never knew who he was or interacted with him before, but I mean, he went to St. Louis High School in Hawaii, and we used to watch film on them. So I was aware of who he was. I didn't know the accolades he had or the success he had in college, but I
Right.
knew I knew who he was in high school. I knew he came from the islands and he was Polynesian. So I mean, right when he committed, I had a feeling that we are gonna click real quick. And kind of when he got on campus, it happened. Like we clicked quickly, and then I mean even more so in spring ball, just kind of competing with each other. I mean, people wanted to make it more of a competition and more of a hatred than it really was. I
Yeah,
mean, all
I
the
didn't sense
interviews,
that at all.
yeah, all the interviews that I do, I feel like they're trying to get a negative comment out of one of us. But I mean, he's done a great job in his own right, but even more so, he doesn't get the credit for what he's helped me with. I mean, kind of just being that bigger brother, being that mentor to me. We,
hmm
we have similar play styles. We're both undersized and we're both Polynesian, so just being able to just help me on and off the field, he's helped me a lot.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned that you have similar play styles. I mean, you guys are around the same size too, right?
Yeah, if he's listening, he's gonna be mad that you said that. But I mean, he always wants to say he's 2, 3 inches taller than me. I'll give him an inch, but we're similar.
Yeah, just having a guy like that that's been very successful in the pack, like that obviously makes a big difference then, right? Like, because some of the things that he does, being mobile, playing really like without any kind of fear, like you can take a lot from that, right?
Yeah, you can take a lot, but then also, I mean, just kind of the things that he does. I mean, I've been able to watch film from him, and even more so, not just watching on film, but being able to just talk to him off of the field when he comes to the sideline, being able to talk to him. What'd you see here? Why'd you do this? And he does it to me
Right.
too. So I mean, he's definitely helped me with regarding movement and stuff like that. But he'll come up to me and ask me about little things that I see when I'm on the sideline, little things that I see when I'm on the field, and it's a good relationship we have, just being able to help each other.
That's awesome, man. And then one of the things, like obviously, like I said, dude, John and I have been Cats fans for a long time, and something that keeps popping up. Like I know Jason Shears mentioned it, like Michael Leves mentioned it, even like some of the players, right? Like I think like the atmosphere in the locker room has kind of changed. Like, do you sense that as well? I mean, I know like you weren't here last year, but you came on recruiting trips and like stuff like that. Like, what's the atmosphere in the locker room like right now?
It's great. The chemistry we have, the bond we have. I mean, the relationships. I mean, I would say after fall camp, and you got to think about it. We were at fall camp. We spent 14, 15 hours at the facility each day with each other. So our relationships and the team chemistry was probably at an all time high since I've been here. But I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to really because this is my first year. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how it was last year, but I mean, I've definitely heard a lot of people talking about how it's a different feeling, how it's a different mindset in the locker room, and even from spring, I'm starting to feel it. I feel more belief, more confidence going into the season, and I'm excited.
That's awesome, man. Like, do you see that like playing out on the field too? Like when you're making your reads and stuff, like the chemistry you have with the receivers already, do you feel like that's happened a lot faster than you even anticipated?
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, this receiving core we have is ridiculous, and
It's stupid, dude.
yeah, and on paper it's stupid, but being able to just really see it and really being able to just, I mean, we have guys now that are gonna make a catch when they're not open, or even more so when they do make a catch that's open, they're gonna get you 20, 25 yards a rack. So I mean, explosive plays has been a big emphasis for us this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard we were slacking on that last year, but I mean,
A little bit.
man, people. We have guys that are gonna catch out routes. They're gonna catch bubbles and are gonna go for 30, 40 yards. So, and it's not just
Yeah,
Jacob
man.
Cowling. I mean, it's not just Jacob Cowling and T Mac. You have Kevin Green. You have Dorian Singer, AJ Jones, Jamari. So we have a special offense. And then when you move to our running back room as well. So this offense is going to be exciting this year.
Yeah, that 70-yard touchdown by Rayshon Luke the other day at the scrimmage. My Lord, bro. Like he was
Man,
moving.
I mean, I spent the last 4 years on the opposite sideline of him. So being able to just be on his side now is awesome. You give him a crease, you better get your cameras out because something special is going to happen.
Yeah, that must be nice, man, to have that on your squad this year.
Nah, it is.
Um, I mean, you mentioned like the last 4 years, right? Like, I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention like Servite, man. You guys really helped turn that program into like a powerhouse. I mean, I know you and T Mac have joked about on your podcast, like the whole Matter Day thing, but like you guys were competing, bro. Like I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you, I never heard of Servite until like maybe the last like 2 or 3 years. And you guys turned that program into like a program that people were really keeping eyes on. Like, do you feel like that really prepared you for what you're seeing at the U of A now?
Yeah, Trinity League in general, just being able to play guys like Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. I mean, high school to college is going to be a tough transition no matter what, no matter where you come from. The speed's going to be
Right.
different, the size. But I mean, playing in the Trinity League and playing against some of these guys, it made that transition a little less big, I get in a sense. But I mean, Servite was they were a powerhouse before. They have a lot of Trinity League titles, a lot of success in the early 2000s, and then they kind of fell off. Probably like that 2014 to 2000 until we came in. So we got to turn that program around, finish strong, and I mean, it's kind of in a sense, it has an Arizona feeling to it, to where it had a lot of success, had a lot of attention and um, fans towards it, a lot of support towards it, and then it kind of fell off. So then we
Mm-hmm.
brought Servite back, and that's what we're looking to do for Arizona.
I love it, man.
Congrats on that, man. That's like, I know it's just like it's high school ball. And by the time we're talking about college football, it doesn't seem like it matters, but that's a big deal. And I know that's why we're excited about you. I mean, at least that's why I'm excited. You know, being around some special kids in high school. And like I said, when you see Jamari, you can let him know. I was coaching at Morano when he was, every time we thought we had him, dude would find a crease, take off, and run 75 yards for a touchdown. And I don't care if he's a quarterback, a wide receiver, or whatever he was a pain in our ass, and he got us every time. And I love that he's like, you know, going to be a third option possibly in this offense. And like, that tells me, you know, how talented the group could be if he's fighting for a spot. But I wanted to ask about your relationship with T-Mac. Like, it seems like it's pretty well documented, but also I feel like when I hear you in interviews, sometimes you're like, hey, like people think we're friends, but I mean, like, no, like really we're friends. So how special is that to have someone that I get the feeling that you're like really close with? And honestly, when I watch you, I kind of got like, I don't know if this is weird, but I kind of got like Steph Curry, Steph Curry and kind of Clay vibes, like where you seem like kind of you have to pay attention to all the details. He kind of hangs out and he's like, yeah, I'm just good. And like, and maybe that's just the vibe that he gets from like, on the show when you guys are shooting pool or whatever. So definitely let him know that, if he's a cerebral guy, he can come on and we'll ask him, if he wants to break down some science for us or talk about history or if he's real, whatever. But, quarterback has like a certain role, a receiver gets to do a different thing. So I don't know, anything you want to share about that relationship. I just really like the vibe you guys have. And I think I can tell it's a little more than, hey, we play football together.
Yeah. We have a special relationship. We've been playing together since 8th grade. And I mean, everybody knows how special he is on the field, being able to do the things that he does. I mean, he's going to have highlight plays, plays that go viral almost every week. So the things that he could do on the field is ridiculous. But I think our relationship off the field is even stronger. Being able to just hang out with him, being able to just build that relationship off the field. And I mean, our relationship. When you talk about how special and how great our relationship is, the only example you need is the fact that he turned down a scholarship from his dream school, Oregon, to come to a 1-11 team with me. So I mean, just the loyalty that he has as well is one of a kind.
Who's the better hooper though? Because I know he broke the news to you when y'all were hooping, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you guys are on your stuff, but yeah, he. I mean, you see what the things that he could do on the field. He could do that on the court as well for basketball and volleyball. So I'll give it to him. He's a better hooper, but a better person than he's a better person than an athlete.
You're a good friend, bro, because if anybody was ever going to ask me who's the better hooper between me and John, it'd be me every single time, bro. I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm better at pool and ping pong, though.
Yeah, I was like, well, no, this guy's 6'5". You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm in your range. I'll just call it that, right? Like I'll happily say I'm shorter than you guys. And like, so if I get a bucket, I get a bucket and everybody's got to know about it. When you're 6'5", yeah, you better get a bucket. Stop shooting.
Yeah.
This guy's out there taking step backs. No, I mean, I'm telling you, like this, don't, you don't need to hear all this, but anyways, I'll let you go.
Bro. Yeah. All right. And no, I know like you're a big Ravens fan like myself, man. Like where does that come from? Because obviously, you're from Orange County. Like, Ravens fans are everywhere. Like I'll admit it, but like, what's your story with that?
Yeah, I've been the only Ravens fan in my friend group and in my high school for a long time. But every time they lose, I get crap for it because I'm the only Ravens fan that everybody knows. But I mean, like I said, when I was born, I had two uncles at the University of Utah. So I was born into football, but even more so, our family was lucky enough for both of those uncles to go on into the league. So I had one that played for the Patriots and the Dolphins, and then I had one that played for the Ravens and a couple other teams. But I always remember because when he was at the Ravens in 07 and 08, and like you said, I was born and raised in California, and he was playing for Baltimore on the other side of the nation. So, but he would fly us out, and he's my uncle by marriage, Kelly Talavo. He was married to my auntie. So I remember in 2008, he flew my family out, and I actually got to go in the facility. I got to go have lunch with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. I met Halothi and all of them. So I mean, the fact that I got to do that, but also go to games, and then they were good at that time. That's probably why I'm a big Ravens fan.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, we'll have to try to catch a game this year or something, bro, because it's kind of the same thing I heard. There's not a lot of Ravens fans, but there's a few of them out here. So it's going to be a special year in Baltimore. I don't know about you, John. Do you have any more questions just from us, or do you want to get to listener mail?
Well, yeah, I do want to check in on one more thing. Rumor is too, you're out there golfing, so I do want to hear, if it's true, and kind of how invested you are into it. I know obviously you have big dreams as a quarterback, and I know golf can be a real time suck, but it's also addicting. It's also addicting and a lot of fun. So, are you golfing, and how's the game looking?
No, I mean, since I've been in Arizona, I haven't golfed too much. I mean, being a freshman in college, and then a D1 athlete at that. It's time consuming, but it's also always been my kind of safe haven and kind of been where I've been able to go to get away from all the stress and all the pressure that football brings. So I think I last time I golfed was before fall camp with my dad, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean I take it serious to an extent. I mean I'm not very good, so I'll have a good 6 7 holes, and then my mental and physical kind of stamina goes away. So I have my moments where I love it, and then there's the moments where I never want to play again. So
Man,
I can relate, but as I say, I know you D1 guys like you're I'm not that good, and then then you go out there and haven't played in 6 months, and I owe you money, right? So I'm sure it's a little better than you're leading on, but I appreciate your humbleness for all the other golfers out there who are hacking away.
man, we got
I'm
to
better
get
than
you
my
out there,
dad. I can
man.
tell you that.
You're better than your dad. Is all right. If he's
100%.
listening to this, bro, he better confirm or deny. We got to hear the story on that one for sure.
He's not going to confirm that one, but I
Can
can
you
tell you.
can you get your mom to comment on Twitter? Yeah, let's have her throw a tweet out there. Let's get a definitive.
We got to get you and your dad out on one of these courses, man. Tucson's got some beautiful courses out here, so maybe like after the season's over, we can get you out there for some winter golf.
Yeah, I got to be in the winter though, because I'm not a big snake person. So if there's snakes on the course, I'm not playing.
Well, good luck with that, bro.
So I haven't played. I haven't played. I played at Star Pass in April, and we were free of any snakes. So I mean, if I see a snake out here, I don't know. My performance is going to go down the drain.
Well, hey, that's a nice course though, man. That's a tough one too. So shout out for that. Cool, man. We're gonna just go into some listener mail real quick. These are some questions that were posed by some Wildcat fans for you. The first one that I got for you is just what is something that you feel like you've identified so far in camp that you want to improve on? I know like one of the things you mentioned on your own podcast is just obviously, taking the ball under center and stuff like that. That might be a little bit newer for you, but like what are some other things that you might want to work on?
Yeah, understand there's definitely one. I haven't played understand since I was 10 years old, so I think I'm starting to get more comfortable, get used to that. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of the biggest things has been my read since I've been in college. The game's a
Mm-hmm.
lot faster, and then even more so, defenses play a variety of different coverages. In high school, you don't see that, so just kind of being
Sure.
able to identify coverages, being able to understand and know where I'm gonna go with the ball beforehand. That's probably what I'm trying to work on.
Okay. Yeah, totally, man. We hear that a lot, right? When guys come from high school to college, even if you do come, out of the Trinity League, it's just so vastly different. So that's good to know that that's something you're working on. The next question we got from some listeners is you are Polynesian, man. And right, like, so this is a food question. This is a fun one. I don't know what the first one is. So if you know what it is, you might have to educate me. But somebody asked, Lau Lau or Loco Moco?
uh, that's probably from a Hawaiian guy, but uh, if in Tongan we don't call it lao lao, we call it lukapapulu. So I would
Okay.
definitely take that over loco moco for sure.
And what is that?
So it's just basically taro leaves with I like corned beef in mine. So there's different types of meat that you can put in it, but it's a
Uh-huh.
type of meat whether it's corned beef or lamb or even horse. Tongans will put horse in there, and you
Sure.
mix it with mayo, coconut milk, and then you wrap it with taro leaves. So uh,
Damn.
that's I'll definitely take that over a local moco.
I got to get educated, bro. I was just in Hawaii, like what, John, like a week and a half ago. And I
Yeah,
think
man, you had a week.
I was in Oahu, bro. And I didn't run into Lau Lau. So I guess I didn't do the right thing. I did have ube pancakes and those were fire.
Oh,
So
that's actually a good question. Who asked that question? Y'all have
dude, I
names
did,
or no?
no, I just have usernames, bro. So,
That's hilarious. That's a
uh,
good question right there.
maybe somebody can hit you up on Twitter. If you're listening to this, please reach out to Noah. And if you have the connect down here, I know we got Solid Grinds. I'm a huge Solid Grinds guy. I'm wearing a Solid Grinds shirt right now. Maybe they have it. I don't know. Or maybe you can ask them to make it. So Cool, man. The next question we got for you, you already kind of mentioned it, right? Like some of the receivers that are blowing up, but who's impressed you the most? Obviously, maybe not T-Mac because you played with him for 4 years, but you know, what he's going to bring to the table. But who's impressed you the most that you
Oh,
maybe you didn't really play with?
that's a hard question.
Let's give some shine to your homies.
I'm gonna have to give a lot. I gotta say a lot of names here because, and
That's
I'm
fine, man.
strictly keeping this in the freshman class. People always talk about how good this freshman class was, but I mean
Yeah.
that didn't do it justice because we got some guys, T Mac, Jonas Savaiinaya. He's if he was in California, he would have way more offers than he originally
Mm-hmm.
had. He'd be a big time guy. Ephesians, Price Off. Those I think Jonah and Ephesians are 3-and-out guys. I think they'll be in the league in 3 years. Those two and T Mac, Jonah Coleman and Speedy Luke. They're different, but they're both special in their own right. But I think the guy that I got, Kevin Green and AJ Jones. Those two are both from California. They're special too. But
Yeah.
if I had to give one guy that I didn't know he was going to be that special, as special as he was, I'm gonna have to give it to Deuce Davis from Arizona. He
Okay.
got here. He got here in the summer, but I mean
Mm-hmm.
the impact that he's had. I mean, he came in. He came in at like 190,
Oh
and
my God.
when he walked in, I heard all these things about how he broke the sack record out here in Arizona and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
when he walked in the first time, and it's probably the same for me. When I walked in, people probably said the same thing about me, but I did not think that he was going to be as good as he was. And then going into fall camp, seeing his speed, his strength, and then he's a technician.
Yeah.
That kid's special, and I'm not. And he's gonna be playing on Sundays in a few years. So that's got to be the guy I got to give it to.
Yeah. Fish said he's gained like what, like 23 pounds or something like that
Something like
already
that. Yeah,
since.
he's big. He got a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster. And I mean, I knew all these guys were going to be good. I knew Kevin Green. I knew Ephesians and T Mac. I knew Jonah. All those guys were already going to be good. So being able to
Yeah.
meet Deuce Davis and to see the production that he's done, uh, he's got to be the answer to my question.
Yeah. And that's a guy that you're definitely going up against a lot, right? Because he's on the second team right now or second or
Yeah,
third team.
yeah.
Man,
He's getting rushed with the ones too, so he's causing problems.
I was going to say, we've been hearing a lot about him, like by the end of camp, that he's got a motor and he's just been making play after play after play. And even with him being only, what now, like 220, like he's
Yeah,
still
about
going to be
that.
playing a lot on Saturdays.
He's playing this year for sure. Yep, yep. So,
That's
I mean, a
awesome,
lot of
man.
this freshman class is going to play this year. He's one of them.
I love it that you went with a defensive player, bro. So now the defensive players can't be mad at you now. You gave them some shine. That's right. Awesome, dude. And then I only have a couple more questions for you, John. I don't know if you have some, but the first one I have is a Tucson-based question from a listener. What has surprised you about Tucson in general? It can be like the food, it can be the campus, it can be whatever.
Oh, I haven't been in Tucson much. I'm always on campus,
Mm-hmm.
school, the academic center, or the facility. So I haven't been on
Yeah.
Tucson much. But I mean, my go to answer for that question is the support we get at the University of Arizona. I mean, you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about a team that hasn't had much success in the last half decade or so, and then even more so, we probably hit rock bottom these last 2 years, and I mean,
Sure.
we're still getting 30,000, 40,000 at the game. So the love, the unconditional love, the support that Tucson has showed us. I mean, it's been great. We appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. And then, I mean, when we start winning, we're gonna need 55, 60,000 in those stands. So I know
Oh
Tucson can
yeah.
do it, but the college town and the support that we've gotten from Tucson, that's been the best thing.
Yeah, dude. Tucson's definitely a college town, which I know you guys had a guest on your podcast. She played softball, and she said the same thing, right? Like when you're winning, this town embraces you, and I think Fish is winning on the recruiting trail already, and that's why you're seeing so much support already. So, yeah, man, if you guys can put some results out there, like you're gonna have a lot of loud fans, and the zoo's gonna pack it in. So
No, that's
that's
great,
awesome,
but I
dude.
mean, everybody cheers when they win. So that's not what I look at. But being for the guys for Tucson to support us even when we were losing, I mean that's more special to me.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely, dude. For
But we're gonna
sure.
start winning, so we're gonna need 60,000 in those stands.
Yeah, you mentioned winning, bro. I mean, convince me real quick. Like, are we going bowling this year?
We're going bowling. Yeah, y'all be ready for that. I mean, and that's biased for me. I'll never say that we're gonna lose, but I mean, I'm very after the fall camp we've had. I'm very confident, regardless of who's on the field, that we're gonna win games this year, and that we're gonna go bowling.
Nice. Okay. And John,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah, I
something?
was gonna say, yeah, I saw you and Jaden talking about that a little bit, and it seemed like your dreams obviously want to be bigger, right? You kind of like said bowling, like, oh, okay. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot to like make some sort of promise or guarantee, especially when, you got to share the responsibility of the quarterback room with your guy there. But, I mean, I guess like what kind of goals do you ultimately have? And maybe like, let's not put it on this year, but like during your career, what does maybe success look like for Noah? Because look, man, you're a polished kid. And like, I just want to say like, shout out to your parents and everything the work that you put in, because it like really shines through. I've heard you on everything, but just as much or more impressed today. So I'm ready to draft you, right? Like if I didn't have Justin Herbert, sitting there in LA, but we'll find you a team. I think you're a really polished kid. So like, what does success look for Noah over the next 3 years, 4 years, whatever it may be?
Yeah, I mean, me and Jaden both were on the same page on that, and I think regardless of who's on the field, at the quarterback position, but even who's on the field at receiver, on defense, like I said, we have some depth this year. And we have guys that could play, so I know we're coming off a couple lousy seasons. So if we go bowling this year, that's a success. But I mean, that's a little low in my opinion. But by the time I get out of here, I mean, a Rose Bowl, we have to have a Rose Bowl by the time I leave. So a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl, that's got to be that's without a doubt on my list. But I mean, to go
I
even
love
as far
that.
as even as far as being top five, maybe even go to the playoff, that's far fetched, and I know people are gonna doubt us on that, but that's something that's on my list. I'm not settling at a bowl game. I'm not settling at a Pac-12 championship or the Rose Bowl. We're trying to go. We're trying to go to the playoff, and God willing, that's possible.
Right. Perfect,
Honestly,
John.
no. Yeah, we'll cry. No, honestly, if you get us to a Rose Bowl, we'll have you
I
back on.
will.
We'll just cry. If that's okay with you. I know you said the family's pretty. It's a masculine group. You guys are pretty tough. But hey, there might be some tears on this side of the mic if you guys do that. So we're pulling for you, man. So just know we got your back, and we've been through some of the down times, and we'll be there. I got to ask, like the one thing I'm just still curious about, because you seem like. Like, so maybe golf, but unless there's snakes and there might be some weather conditions, like you haven't been off campus too much. So like, what is it that you do for fun? Like, I'm hoping you're finding like some balance in your life, and maybe like football is your fun, and nothing wrong with that either. But is there anything else that, Noah does to kill some time or just to unwind a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, us Polynesians, we really don't have much to our life. It's literally faith, family, and football stuff.
Hmm.
Like I said, we have a big Polynesian kind of family here now with players, and we're always together, whether it's at the facility, playing pool, playing ping pong. Um, we'll go out to go eat. We'll go out to. I mean, I like to play golf and stuff like that, but even more so, just playing video games with them, and then they're always over. So T Mac, I live with Jacob Manu and Jonah Savaina. Uh,
Hmm.
Tai Uyunglele lives right under us. So they'll always be over here, and we'll just whether it's going to the pool, playing video games, watching movies, and then jamming. We'll play the ukulele, we'll sing, and just have jam sessions. So there's not much to our lives, but I mean, whatever we do, we're doing it together.
I love it, man. Did you get the new Madden?
I didn't. I'm
Oh,
gonna get the 2K. I'm more of a Call of Duty guy, but I know a lot of
okay.
people love the Madden that they got, so we'll see.
Yep, yep. Okay, man, for sure. Perfect. And again, man, thank you so much for joining us today. You want to plug your podcast real quick for our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I mean, we didn't when we did first started this, we didn't know how many listeners we were really gonna get, and we were doing it more for fun than views. But you guys watch it. Not only do you guys watch it, you guys actually pay attention, and I know that because of the kind of the examples that you guys talked about. So y'all are true Arizona fans. if y'all want to go listen to our podcast, go ahead and watch it. It's called Island Time in the Desert with Noah and T-Mac. We have a few episodes coming out that should be interesting with some good guests. So y'all be ready. Y'all know we love our shout outs, so we're gonna shout you guys out for sure. But y'all go ahead and watch that. But like I said, you guys are real Arizona fans, and for all you Arizona fans out there listening, winning is coming back to Tucson, so y'all be ready.
You heard it here first, guys, right out of Noah's mouth. It's winning time in the desert. It's not just island time, it's winning time. They're bringing that island flair. It's going to lead to some wins. We are so excited that you're a Wildcat, bro, and good luck this year. Good luck, obviously, in San Diego against San Diego State. Hopefully we can bring back that W. I'll be at the Mississippi State game, so I'll shout you out for that. And hopefully we can surprise some people this year, man. So again, Noah, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. John, you got anything for him?
No, just thanks so much, man. Like I said, nothing but love sending your way. We'll be pulling for you and the boys. No matter, I know you're going to get your time to shine, and we'll be excited for that. But we're just excited for Jaden. But thank you so much, man. And again, so impressed, and we'll be following along.
I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one.
All right, guys. All right, we will talk to everybody later. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview. Tune in later for this week. We got Big 12 preview coming up. We will talk to you later. Bye.